Hi everybody. So we're going to look at the answers to lesson one. This is the chemistry lesson. This is the physical and chemical change and the three states of matter. You already finished the questions in your textbook, but we didn't go through the answers. So now we're going to go through the answers together. So looking first at the practice question, we need to think about what is being shown here. So at the very beginning, what is this? Now, maybe this is an ice cube, and maybe it's solid. Maybe it's in solid form, water in solid form. And then we look here, what has happened? Well, it looks like it has melted. So it's like we had ice in the fridge, and we've taken it out, put it on the table, and it's turned into liquid form. And then look here, the liquid form is being moved around. The hand is moving it around. So what we can say is it has changed shape, it has changed state. It was solid, it is now liquid. It was a block, now it is flat. So there is a physical change, A, and there is a state change, C. So the answer must be number 3, A and C. Question 1 and 2 are based on the graph, which shows what happens to a substance, which is just called X, when it is heated steadily. Now, the graph can be divided into several parts. Here, the temperature is increasing. Here, the temperature stays the same. Here, the temperature is increasing. Here, the temperature stays the same. And here, the temperature continues increasing forever. What's happening? Well, here we can say it is a solid. Here is a solid, and it's starting to change at this point here. Where the temperature is staying the same, it is changing. Here, it is a liquid. And the boiling point is the point that it starts to change into a gas. So here, it is changing. At this point here, it has all become a gas. So question number 1, which of the following conclusions is best supported by the information provided in the graph? If water is heated long enough, it will boil at 40 degrees Celsius. Now, look at the question. This said it is substance X. It does not say that this is water. And everything has a different boiling point. It might be alcohol, it might be milk, it might be something else. But because this is boiling at 40 degrees Celsius and water boils at 100 degrees Celsius, we know this is not water. So answer number 1 can be taken away. Number 2, the reason the liquid is melting at 20 degrees Celsius is that it is under pressure. Now look at the graph. We have temperature. The temperature increases and then it starts to melt. There's nothing about pressure on this graph. So we cannot say it is because of pressure. So let's take away answer number 2. Number 3. The substance being melted and boiled in the experiment is probably not water. Well, we know that water melts at 0 degrees and water boils at 100 degrees. This is 20 degrees and 40 degrees. So number 3 is quite possible. The only small problem is it says probably, and we might want to say sure. Now, number 4, most substances will boil if the temperature is raised to 40 degrees. We don't know about most. In this question, all we have is substance X, one substance. And there are thousands of different substances in the world. So we cannot say most because we only know about one. So take away answer number 4. Number 5, if the experiment were continued for another 10 minutes, the line would level off again, but the level line here and here is where the state of matter is changing, when it is changing from a solid to a liquid, when it is changing from a liquid to a gas. Once it's a gas, there's nothing else to change to, so there's no reason why it would go flat again. So answer number 5 is not supported. The best answer is number 3. So question number 2. Which of the following statements does not have support from the information in the graph? Number 1, there have been 2 state changes. Well, we know that boiling point is when you change from solid to liquid. And we know that boiling point is when we change from liquid to gas. So the melting point and the boiling point, these show 2 state changes. So number 1 is proven. Number 2, there have been 2 chemical changes. Well, chemical change means joining things together or breaking things up. For example, when we join together water, carbon dioxide, and we make glucose. There's nothing on this graph that supports that answer. So number 2 is probably correct. Number 3, during one interval, heat is used to melt the substance. Well, we look here. Heat is being used to melt the substance. That's why the heat does not go up at this point, because the substance is melting. So number 3 is proven. And number 4, during one interval, heat is used to boil the substance. Well, that's over here, isn't it? The boiling point is when it starts to boil. And it continues boiling until all of the liquid has become a gas. And then the heat begins to increase again. So number 4 is proven. And number 5, there are 2 intervals in which heat is not used to heat up the substance. Well, here it does not heat up, it changes state. Here it does not increase, it changes state. So number 5 is also proven. The correct answer is number 2. Number 3, which of the following factual statements is proof of a chemical change in leaves in the fall? Now, as we look at these answers, we need to be thinking, is it a physical change or a chemical change? And is it a change in the leaf? Now, for example, I can show you that number 4, the size and shape of the leaves do not change. Well, if they do not change, then it is not evidence of a change. So we can take away answer number 4. Number 2, if they turn color, if they're a different color, well, that's a physical change. It's not a chemical change. So we can take away answer number 2. Number 1, the leaves fall off the trees. Well, on the tree or off the tree, they are still a leaf. So it doesn't mean that they've changed. So take away answer number 1. So 3 or 5. Shorter days and lower temperatures trigger. Trigger means cause. But we're not looking at the cause, we're looking at the actual change itself. So number 5 is wrong. Number 3, the leaves no longer make food for the trees is the correct answer. Why? Well, we should remember from biology that chlorophyll inside the chloroplast absorbs the sunlight and enables the leaves to make glucose. If the tree does not make food anymore, that suggests that there is no energy being absorbed. It suggests that there is no chlorophyll. So something has changed inside the leaf. A chemical change has happened. So the answer is number 3.